Hello, and welcome to another video about vermicomposting. For all my subscribers, you know by now that I got into vermicomposting to compost all the chicken manures that my lovely chickens leave behind. And you also know that I designed a chicken sleep box over here in order to have an area where all my chicken manure, my shredded pine shavings, my shredded cardboard, everything falls down below, where I have some composting worms. I inspected the area and I did not see as many worms as I would like to have seen. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to add the top layer with all my cocoons and all my baby worms under there. And I'm going to make it a little bit more moist. I'm going to make it a point to add water to it. I did set up a bit of a barrier so I can work here undisturbed. Otherwise, my chicken would be very busy digging through all of that and eating all the worms that they can find. I'm being spoken to by Mellow. A name that was given to this chicken before I knew how much she'd talk. Otherwise, I'd call her Chatty or something. And there is Queen, acting like a queen on her own personal swing. I have many worms in my top box ready to go to work, and I'm going to go ahead and add them to the chicken manure, pine shavings, and shredded cardboard under my chicken coop. I'm also going to check in on my active worm bin. And from my last video, you'll remember that I put all the sifted material over here on the right side, put many of my worms in it, and they're doing great. I see that all the green leaves are starting to decompose, and they're starting to work all that over. Lots of nice vermicompost in here. And this was a side separated by this piece of newspaper where no worms were added, just only fresh shredded cardboard, fresh leaves, and chicken manure that has been set out for about 2 weeks. And as you can tell, lots of worms in here. I did not put them in here, they voluntarily went over here. So lots and lots of worms. Nice vermicompost forming. So chicken manure that sits out about 10 days to 2 weeks, mixed with lots of fresh cardboard, is indeed very tolerable to my worms, and that is good to know going forward. So I just got rid of these worms in my top layer, and this was my savings account, right? This was my layer with all my baby worms, freshly hatched cocoons, and cocoons waiting to develop. So my next step will be, as I go through my working bin down here, I'm going to layer this first of all with a nice layer of cardboard, and then papier-mâché newspaper over it. And I'm going to shred up some cardboard. I already got some collected over here. I'm going to put cardboard shreds in there and some more of my loquat tree leaves put through the shredder, and start working with a new bin full of cocoons and let them develop in baby worms and see where I can use them next. Till next time. So I cut some cardboard to size and put it in there. I lined it with some newspaper. The next step is to papier-mâché this newspaper on there, and once it's in place, it's just going to stay there. And then we're going to go ahead and add some shredded cardboard and get that all moist. Let that sit out for a while, and then slowly but surely start adding the red wiggler cocoons, and just let them develop in here while the shredded cardboard matures. And this is also how I start a brand new bin. If I ever do start over, I get cardboard to size, I cover it with newspaper, I make it nice and extremely wet, and so it's kind of like this stickiness that'll really truly stay in place. You only have to do this once, sure it's good and very wet at this point. And so all my cardboard is covered. And I'll add some more water. Do this again. And so once this dries, this will all dry in place. And there will be no spot for the worms to escape, the baby worms. And there's plenty of moisture in here. Let me go ahead and get my shredded cardboard. And this is not brain surgery, okay? I mean, I'm not doing anything special. This is not aged cardboard. This is not aged newspaper. This is not rainwater that sat out. This is water from the sink. You don't have to overcomplicate this process. The worms really aren't that picky. As long as you let your cardboard sit out for a little bit, and at some point I'm going to add my usual, a banana peel, a shredded up, a crushed up eggshell, and some shredded leaves from my loquat tree. I'll be back. When I start a new bin from scratch without any pre-existing materials, anything pre-inoculated from my working bin, I just start with cardboard, a shredded or a crushed up eggshell, a banana peel, some shredded leaves from my loquat tree, and I will purposely not put any existing vermicompost in here. I'm not gonna like pre-inoculate it with anything, and I'm just gonna show you the process and the progress of how this will just decompose, and it will be good and well and ready for the worms to live in maybe 2 weeks. So I'm gonna keep you posted on that and show you how to start a brand new bin, quick, simple, and easy.